Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Hey, we're Book Witches with a B.
Hey, I'm Warja.
I'm Colleen.
And we are going to be talking about chapters 13 through 15 of The Phoenix King.
Yes.
Woo!
I read the amount of... What is it? I read the right amount of chapters. That was hard to put together.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of myself for that.
Good job.
It's probably because that one chapter was like an hour long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
and we're gonna wing the chapter summary again.
I feel like that's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of, and we end up doing a little bit of the deep dive and the chapter summary, but I think I kind of like it.
I think it's fun.
I think it's fun.
Colleen will jump in
I do that.
when I forget stuff.
We'll see what I remember.
That'll be great. People that he keeps saying, like, I think there's a little bit of guilt there because he knows these people.
Yeah.
But he's like, they would give me up in an instant.
I mean, they do call him a rat when they catch the woman.
They do. Her name's Giorna, which was an interesting, I read it. I don't know how it was pronounced in the audiobook.
I feel like it was closer to like Joan, which confused my brain.
Oh, wow.
But you know this.
Yeah.
I'm not good at saying words.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's spelled Giorna.
I think it was closer to like, I think it was Jorn.
Jorn, okay.
But it kind of in my mind translated to closer to like Joan. Because again, I listened to it at 1.7. So Jorn at 1.7 is like Joan. Joan. So it kind of sounds like Joan. Right?
So she is an agent that he's actually worked with on a couple of missions. Mm-hmm. And there's this really fun chase scene where they're like, she starts running away. He knows that he can't lose sight of her or she'll be gone. And he's chasing her through the markets. It is the most bizarre mashup of, like, the chase scene in Aladdin and also Avatar. Because he knocks over an apple cart and the guy goes, "My apples!"
It's the Cabbages guy.
It's the Cabbages guy.
Which is outside of the, what is it, the tunnel song is the two most iconic things from that.
Yeah.
The tunnel song.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact words.
I don't remember it.
But yeah, the tunnel song.
Oh my god, we should, oh yeah.
We could do a review.
We should do a review, yeah. Oh my god.
Episode by episode, we talk about it.
Yes, we're gonna start simultaneous seasons.
We have so much time for that.
We have so much time. We don't have full-time jobs or anything.
I don't have, other social... Actually, I don't have a lot of social life outside of you right now, but...
I could, but this is fine. This is fun.
At some point, when this is our full-time jobs, we'll do that.
Yeah, no, but we definitely should do that. But yeah, it's like it's the My Cabbages guy, but it's with apples. They're racing through. He catches her. She calls him a rat. Mm-hmm. They were also the group was in pursuit of two others as well. They catch all three of them, bring them in.
I will be honest with you, the first time I was reading this or heard the name, I thought it was the woman that I think is her aunt. It's not.
No, it's not.
But I panicked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it's this lady that has not come back up yet, but I know will be important at some point, so it's just kind of niggling in my brain back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so while he's doing all of this, there's also a moment where he's basically he's very hated, but no one knows that it's him. Yasin, yeah. He's the gold caps are roaming. He's can't let them see who I really am.
Yeah.
His face is covered and all this stuff. So there's all of tension, but that's pretty much all that happens in this chapter.
Yeah, they catch this woman and they put her out in the same prison that the priestess is in, right?
Yeah, in the desert.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. We find that out in this chapter 14. He just says she's in the desert in a black site. So I don't know if it's one of his prisons or if it's the same one as Leo's. I could be either.
One of Samson's or one of the...
Yeah. Oh. I don't know.
I love Samson.
It's one of them. Even after this...
I didn't think it was that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but he's cold.
I understood his motivations.
Yeah.
See, coldness doesn't bug me. I get
We're not talking about it yet. Let's go. Yeah. Keep going chapters. Chapter 14 from Leo's perspective.
This section was interesting from Leo. This made me hate him, even if it's from his perspective.
Yeah.
I kind of went back to being there had to be a different way to test that.
This chapter's rough. Yeah. In the end, we must all burn. From the diaries of Priestess Nomu of the Fire Order.
Ouch.
So, Leo's in the library again. He's kind of trying to find... He's trying to find those darn ruins. And, or I guess he's not in the library, he had gone to the library again, and he's back in his chambers with the tunnel to the library. And then Samson enters. He has this moment where he's like jealous of how ripped Samson is, which I think is kind of funny.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid. I will be honest with you, I am distracted by hot men.
Yeah.
Not surprised in any of this.
So
fair. I also get that, like, if you're walking into a room and you're just seeing someone that you perceive as slightly hotter than you, you're like,
yeah, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's also Leo, so that's fair.
It's Leo. He's very self-centered.
He is.
Basically, Samson is like, we caught the agents. We can trust Yasin. Leo's like, you can't really trust anyone. And this bugs Samson a little.
It does.
He, like, clenches his jaw a little, but Leo's like, whatever.
I thought his protectiveness over... I do think he's protective over Yasin.
I think so,
and
too.
he's like, you're so stubborn.
Yeah.
Like, clearly.
Yeah, clearly we can... I have so many thoughts about this family and their attitude towards Yasin. It's fine.
Same.
It's fine.
I feel like there's a lot of judgment for never talking to this man.
Correct.
Or supposedly not talking. There is a sense of familiarity that we got in the beginning, but we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think they know of him.
Yeah.
So, and he is half Ravani, so he knows of them as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Then basically Leo is like, Samson's basically being like, you know, we're ready in case, you know, war happens. And Leo's like, didn't you promise? Well, then you're lying. Didn't you promise my daughter that you would fight for peace? And Samson is like, we both know peace is not what Farin wants. So I will fight for peace for her, but as soon as she gives me the word, I will have my army ready, and they'll never see it coming.
Hot.
And Leo is, like, really uncomfortable because he's like, oh, like, this guy has some, like, hatred in him for Farin. And, like, he's, like, very, like, cold and calculating. And he doesn't really know what to make of him. Like, he sees, like, the hatred that Samson has for Farin. And he's like, oh, no, we've let an animal into the castle.
He essentially does, which I don't like that description.
I mean, yeah, like, that's rough. But,
I don't like describing any human as an animal because it makes you treat them differently.
Like, not a human.
Yeah, which I don't like. Yeah. I get what he means. It's like this kind of like
a beast.
It's more of like a cat. He's very calculating and can be cold.
Yeah.
He's a cat.
I don't think Leo means he's a cat, though. Unless it's like a cheetah or a panther or something.
Well,
not a cheetah.
I mean, like in
like a panther.
He's a little, I guess, feral in a way. Like, if you've ever been around a feral cat.
There we go, yeah.
That's what
sense.
I meant. Like, he's calculating.
Yes, he's a little feral.
Yeah.
That is what he means, but he says animal.
I don't like it.
And then he says, we find out that there is a mine that Samson is supposed to be drilling in to get stuff for Farin, but there's some intrigue there. He only drills to a certain point, and then there's a bunch of, like, hover pods that come in and take mysterious things out to an undisclosed location.
Yep.
When Samson had first approached Leo about the whole marriage proposal thing, Leo had, like, run a background check on him. And they had found a civilian who had noticed this weird activity going on. And when they went back to find him 2 weeks later, surprise, surprise, civilian, nowhere to be found. So,
yeah.
Intrigue. What does it mean? We don't really know.
He could be dead. Could have also just shipped him away.
It could be either. I suspect he's dead.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
He is a leader.
He is.
He is.
A military leader. He's a mercenary leader, basically.
Which we'll get to that later, but has a very strong emotion towards his people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also find out that he ran away from home. He belongs to a, quote, powerful military family.
Yes.
And ran away from home at 14.
Which I think he immediately regretted later.
Yes, because as we also know, his family's dead.
Yes, which I'm assuming is part of the reason I'm curious if he ran away or was sent away.
Yeah, I don't know. But, so that's when he went to the Ar-Hassin. At 19, he defected, and then the reason that he's, like, in Farin's pocket is because Farin offered him protection.
From the Ar-Hassin.
I have a lot of thoughts about that, too. Mostly doesn't quite make sense.
I agree, because I was like, they kill kings.
Yeah.
So how does that... But I guess the Janthar king is still there, and the Ravani king is still there, and they haven't been killed, and it doesn't really seem like they've been targeted necessarily.
Yeah, they haven't been targeted yet.
What if he's the head of the Ar-Hassin?
Samson?
No.
Leo?
The other one.
Farin. maybe, I mean, we know Akaros is the head of the Arohasin.
Yeah, but what if he's
But we
not
don't know.
the actual
Yeah,
head?
like, he's just a figurehead.
Yeah.
I like the theory.
So he's still kind of in it.
Yeah.
Without knowing he's in it. Because they, like, Yasin's like, they don't let you go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's like, I was naked.
Clearly. Yeah.
So, like, maybe.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory hat over here.
They dance around it a little bit. He gives him apparently it's custom for a father of a bride to give the groom like a ring in welcome. He gives him a ring. Samson calls him father
which is cute.
In like a very like it is cute. It's very like yes, I accept. I'm going to be in this family.
I think they see each other and are similar, which is scary to a point.
I agree. And then basically he sends him on his way, and then it's time to deal with old Starlight, the girl with the hair of Starlight. You can tell that his people are not super happy with what's about to be done. Mm-hmm. Basically, this is the girl that they think might be the prophet. So they go into the cell, and basically, I mean, whatever she is, she has some obsession with fire. Mm-hmm. And she does have burns, but as we know, the prophet would have been burned once and then never again. Mm-hmm. And Leo's kind of asking, like, does fire hurt you? All of this stuff. She seems really preoccupied with the match that he's holding, because he also asks her what fire means to her, and she says life, which I want to talk about later.
Feelings.
And he's very confused by that, because, like, in his mind, fire is just destruction and vengeance.
He's clearly never been poor.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, I gotta do what's gotta be done. Like, we need to test if she's the prophet or not. So he leaves, and they light her on fire.
There's so many other options.
And she's not the prophet. Fun fact, she dies.
Yeah, she dies. And she's like 12.
Yeah, she's like a tiny girl.
And Leo's like, I can see her whole life ahead of her, but I have to know.
Yeah.
And which, like...
And then his thing is, like, we all burn in the end anyways, so...
He doesn't. Clearly.
And then he's like, well, gotta keep searching. That wasn't the prophet. So, yeah.
I wanted to scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to scream. Mm-hmm. Through that whole section.
Yep. Which brings us to the hour-long chapter 15. All right. Chapter 15 from Alina's point of view. At 0600 hours, the Hawk Patrol encountered a landmine hidden along the southwestern region of the wall. All 6 members were killed. This has put the total yearly death toll at 65 Ravani soldiers. Even our Sesharian recruits are beginning to balk. Ravens must make a move, and soon. A report from Colonel Akbar, stationed at Yotha base. So, Alina and Samson are, like, at this, like, I think it's, like, a press conference, essentially. Mm-hmm. And it's really hot. She's, like, fanning herself with the end of her sari. And Samson's just kind of like, wow, it's really hot. And she's like, your men, who are dressed in far more than you are currently, must be suffering. Mm-hmm. And he makes some cheeky remark about the desert. The desert gets us all in the end, or something like that.
I love him.
He's so cheeky.
He's very suave.
He is. And then they're basically waiting. So this is when Leo's burning a child. You know. Casual.
Yeah. He has a press conference right afterwards.
Yeah, and he's late. And they're all, like, waiting for him. He finally arrives, and press conference begins. There's a reporter who's basically asking very pointed questions, and Samson is answering some of them, basically about, like, attacking and, like, preparing for war with Gentar and stuff. And Alina has had enough of it, and so she's like, hey, you, reporter, do you want war or peace? And the reporter's like, I'm the one asking the questions, essentially. And she's like, yeah, but you're one of my people, so, like, I want to know what you really want. And the reporter basically doesn't give an answer. They're just looking for a fun headline. And she talks a little bit about how she just wants what's best for her country, and she's going to do everything in her power to make it so. Mm-hmm. Leo comes along, and he's like, don't let Samson answer questions for you. Like, you're better at answering these kinds of things than he is. He says it to placate her.
I thought Samson did a good job.
I think Samson did a great job.
We can talk about it later, but I really liked it, and I get... Which I also don't think she was bad at answering it.
No, I don't think so.
But I do think...
I think that she didn't understand what she was doing. Like, she was just kind of, like, moving the goalpost, but not in a helpful way.
I just think he understood that he was like, hey,
yeah,
I don't know, like, let Samson is good at press.
He is.
If it's something that which I don't think she necessarily wants to do, let him do it.
Exactly.
Like,
so she does say, so, like, Leo, like, told her this, and, like, she's, like, a little gratified. And then she realizes that he literally just did it to, like, placate her and distract her.
Which...
very Leo move.
It's also your dad. Like,
yeah.
Of course your dad.
Of course he
be like,
that.
Like, my dad would be like, oh my gosh, you're the best.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
My dad would also be like, hey, don't let that guy answer. You should be the one in front. Like, you're like, the star. And it's like...
which typically I would, but, like, if I think you have a valid thought...
yeah.
Sure.
I think Samson does a very good job.
Yeah. I will be honest with you, if I was Selena, I'd be like, I mean, Dad, come on, have you seen him? I mean, come on.
She can't do that, though.
I know, fair. But I'd be like, come on.
And then, yeah, they're basically asking about going to war because, like, he gives her his army as a wedding gift, essentially. Okay. Then they go... Then it's, like, the end of the day, and she's kind of like... Is it? No, it's not yet. Hold on a second. She, like, goes back into, like, a room, and Yasin's there, and she's, like, trying to talk to him, and he keeps interrupting her. This is where we get a little bit of their banter, which is... I enjoy it.
I do like... Yasin's growing on me.
Yeah.
I like Yasin.
Yeah.
I don't dislike him. You can tell he's had a lot going on.
Yeah.
He's just a little...
He's very, like, stoic.
He is,
Yeah.
which... As we all know, not my type.
Yeah.
I like him fun and bold. So, but I don't know. If you like the strong silent type, Yasin is for you.
He is so the strong silent type.
But like in like a...
in like a not toxic way.
If you like Azrael, you're going to love Yasin.
It's true.
Actually.
I like Yasin.
Which
Sorry.
I'm not far enough into
I like him way more than I like Azrael.
Well, we have more personality from Yasin.
Well, he's also not endlessly pining over someone.
It's true.
Who clearly has no interest in him.
Yeah, no, there's a point of yearning. Yearning can be attractive if it's reciprocated.
Yeah.
Which I guess in his defense, more kind of flirted with the idea for a long time.
She did, but I mean, it's like 1,000 years.
I mean,
500 years.
I guess to them that's not that long.
I guess it's too much, Azrael.
It's like
too
5
much.
years.
And then you're like, okay, fine, I'm moving on. But this other girl who's super unavailable.
Yeah, no, he just goes after unavailable women.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Anyways, Yasin doesn't do that.
No, I do. I was like sitting here and I was like, oh, you know, like Yasin might grow on me.
Yeah.
Like, which it's not that I dislike him. He did annoy me in the first chapter.
That's fair. I mean, he's pretty, like, frustrating.
Yeah.
Before you really get to know what's going on with him.
Yes. I'm just like, why are you bad at your job?
Yeah.
That you're supposed to be, like, the best at.
Yeah. He's just tired. His life was taken away from him.
He was looking way too far forward.
Yeah.
And not necessarily focusing on what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I think it tripped him up.
Oh, definitely.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But...
So he's, like, kind of, like, bantering with her, and she's, like, unsettled by how much he's growing on her as well. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, whatever, he's an Arahasan rat, like, scum. I hate him. And, like, you know, they all go away and do something. Yeah. No man would ever take her birthright away from her.
No.
Which... Same girl. Okay, so then, like, it goes to, like, later in the night. This chapter is just really long, so it's very hard to summarize. So I'm just gonna, like...
No, it's fine.
I'm just gonna hit some bullet points.
No, go for it.
Later on in the night, she's, like, there, and she's, like, really restless, even though she's super tired, and she's like, I just need to get out of here. She takes an orb with fire in it. I think it's part of the, like, flame in her fireplace or something.
Yeah, so she can kind of control fire.
She can kind of, but, like, it hurts her.
Yeah, it doesn't burn her still.
It burns her, so she takes, like, an orb to carry the flame with her.
Yeah.
And she sneaks through the tunnel, which the Open Sesame password is as above, so below, which I thought was fun. Is her, like, Open Sesame. The gate opens. She, like, sneaks out into this tunnel. And then, like, she's looking for Varun, who is...
it's the cart seller that has
No, it's the gold cap, the second in command.
Oh, but she goes to the cart seller, yeah.
Well, she's, like, kind of freaking out a little because she has this, like, really horrible interaction with the beggar who says a lot of rude stuff about her, not knowing that it's her.
Yeah, he sucks a lot.
And he, like, mistakes her for a Sasharian immigrant and says a lot of bad stuff and then, like, says some horrible stuff about the princess.
Which is her. Yeah.
Yep. And so she's like a little shaken up, and so she sees like a cart selling street food, and she like calls out, and it's her friend.
Yes.
The vendor. Yeah. And she ends up tipping him. She's like, I thought you were leaving to Celion. And he's like, I don't have enough yet, but I'm working on it. And so he tells her where Varun is. We find out that Varun has a taste for pretty men with green eyes.
Which is so specific.
Very specific.
Gosh bless him.
Yep. And then, so she's like, okay, well, I guess I know which, like, place to go look for him at.
A place that specializes in that. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she ends up tipping the vendor enough so that he can, like, buy a ticket and leave.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, she's like, even though I love my people, I still wish him the best.
Yeah, she's like, if he wants to leave, totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes through this club, also more casual, like, I like the very casual dropping of, like, sexuality doesn't matter in this universe.
It just is.
A woman who's dancing, like, tries to pull her in for a kiss, and she's like, I'm good, have
She also describes her as a hot woman.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Which is funny. She's like, this, like, very attractive woman.
Yeah, like, pulls me in for a kiss, and I'm like, I'm on a mission, bye.
She's like, I'm on a mission, and also technically engaged. So
yeah,
no.
so maybe not. She has a fun interaction with, like, basically, essentially, like, the bouncer to this, like, secluded area where she's, like...
He's kind of funny.
He is pretty funny. He's, like, scared of her and of Verma, who apparently, like, put him on his ass.
Like, gosh, previously. He's just trying to do his job.
Yeah. He has no idea that you're, like, the princess.
Or he would immediately let you in without question. Yeah. So fair. But,
yeah.
like, come on.
And, she... is it him who she, like, does a move on him and he realizes that it's the unsung?
I think so. And she panics.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, only royalty
know
this thing. And I'm like...
Or, like, the Aru Hassan.
Yeah.
So, like, there's, like, only a few options of who she could be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she's like, what an idiot move. And everyone else is like, yeah, dum-dum.
I also just feel like if there's clearly multiple options, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, I get that it narrows it down. Him thinking you're an assassin, not a negative.
No, not a negative at all.
Yeah.
She's basically, like, there to be like, hey, remember that? The stuff that you said you were going to leak to the press, why haven't you leaked it yet? You're on a time limit. Like, leak the stuff, because she wants her plan to be set in motion before
she becomes
the queen.
Because she doesn't want to seem like it's coming from her, necessarily, which is fair.
Yeah. And so she's like, gotta go, and she, like, gets out of there. She still has, like, the orb and a scroll, the scroll of the dancing stuff with her, and she's like, gotta get out to the desert. And so she, like, sneaks out. She, like, stealthily makes her way across the desert. She finds this, like, what is essentially, like, a desert bike, I guess.
Yeah, the, like, hover bike
thing? The hover bike.
Which, again, startles me every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Very high tech. And she's, like, she thinks she's so stealthy. And she's like, no one will find me out here. And she goes, like, way out several miles into the desert.
Because she can read the dunes.
Because she trained in the desert.
Yeah. She's very proud, which I'm not saying is a negative thing.
No, I am picking on her a little bit.
Well, she deserves to be picked on in this chapter.
Yeah. And so she's out there, and then all of a sudden she looks over, and Yasin is just sitting on the next dune over, not even looking at her, just, like, staring off into space.
No, he's just there.
And she's like, how? And
he's like, you're not that slick.
Yeah.
Also, I'm an assassin.
Yeah.
Honey.
And she's like, I get, like, logically, but also I'm so over her stupidity. She's, like, got her gun out and she's pointing at him. She's like, you're gonna kill me. You came out here to kill me. And he's like, I literally just, like, I was in the city. What were you doing in the city? I was trying to, like, sightsee.
He's like, I can't remember the name of the food off the
top
top of my
bhaji.
head. Yes, he's like, I wanted this one food.
Yeah.
That I haven't had because I haven't been back in Ravani
since
I
was
like,
a kid. Damn, his story checks out.
And she's like, yes. And she was like, what's that vendor? And he's like, the one on the corner.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. Also, again, he's staying in your castle.
Yeah.
If he wanted to kill you,
he's easy access.
You'd be dead by now and he'd be gone.
Yeah.
Like,
anyways, she has him at gunpoint for so long while they're talking about this, and he's just like, I am not trying to kill you. He's like, I'm part of your guard. I saw you sneak out. I was curious. I followed you.
Yeah, you're not as... I do think maybe your normal guard isn't as observant as she should be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Clearly. Well, I also think, like, here's the thing, right? So as we're saying, there's some familiarity there. They don't know a lot about him, I guess. Mm-hmm. But he's half Ravani.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's not tried to hide that since he got into the city.
I don't think he's ever tried to hide it.
I don't think so either. He's half Gentari, half Ravani.
And I don't think he's necessarily ashamed of either.
I don't think so either.
He's like, this is just who I am.
He grew up in the desert.
Yeah, he's like...
So when she's like, how did you? He's like, yeah, me too, bro.
She's clearly letting... Which is interesting. I have some thoughts about this. And actually, I've been debating on what to do with my corner. I might talk about this. But I have some thoughts on her and maybe something else. But yeah.
Yes. So basically, he's like, I'm not trying to kill you. She's like, fine. He's like, there's a storm coming. We need to find shelter.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. So he did find a hover bike thing as well, but it had died. So she's like, hop on. They like race, through the sandstorm. She does very impressively.
Sounds so fun.
It does sound fun.
Yeah.
She does very impressively find the hideout that she's looking for despite the sandstorm, which he is impressed about.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Verma's going to be livid. And she's like, we're going to get back at before morning. It's fine. These sandstorms don't last very long. And then I don't remember if he starts to sleep or something, which is why she decides to take the scroll out.
I think they have kind of like they have like a conversation where they're like both kind of realizing that they're very similar.
Yes.
And I think what does she admit to him?
It's not yet. It's after she does the dance.
Is it after it? Yeah. I think she's just really determined to do it. And I think she's deciding that clearly this man, in my mind, if I'm her, this man who keeps a lot of secrets.
Yes. He'll keep this too.
They'll keep this too. And also if it's proving that she can handle fire, then whatever rumor about her thing. Yeah. I just don't think I think she's starting to trust him a little bit.
I think so. He does talk about, he's like, guards talk, I know that the last time you tried to handle the fire, you nearly set the palace alight. And she's like, how do you know this?
He's like, you need to pay more attention to your servants.
Yeah.
Duh.
Gosh. So anyways, she takes the scroll out and she starts doing these movements, and the fire does respond to it.
It does.
It's like a dance with the fire. The instructions say the path to fire is dangerous, handle with care. And she's like, does it mean caution or love? Because her mom taught her that fire and love go hand in hand, essentially.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
What we know.
It does. And so she's trying to do this dance, and the fire ends up moving with her, and it ends up, she does a position that's kind of like a bow, and the fire bows to her as well. And then she does another move and loses control.
Yeah.
And Yasin is like, oh, so that's how your people control the fire. And she's like, only the royals can do it.
I hate her in this moment.
And he's like, oh, not us poor common folk, essentially. And she's like, it's our God-given right to be able to handle it. So, yeah, it's just for us. And then she does, though, end up admitting, because like you said, they find common ground. They realize that they're more similar than either of them had thought. And she ends up admitting to him that she can't hold the fire. It hurts her, and she doesn't know what she's going to do. And so she's trying, and this is just a way she's trying to go about it in a different way than she has been taught, than her people do. And I'm pretty sure, then the sandstorm ends, and she's like, well, have fun finding your way home. I'm out.
I don't think I realized she left him.
Yeah. It's not necessarily that she, leaves him. She's just like, well, I'm going to go back now, and I know you can find your way. But also, they can't come back from the desert together.
Why not?
They can't do that. He's her guard, and he's an assassin.
But he's her guard.
Yeah.
She goes there with Yuma all the time.
Verma would be so upset.
Yeah, it's fair. I just feel personally, if I'm her, and this is just a me thing, Verma, and everyone's going to be mad that she left without a guard.
Yeah.
So saying that she brought Yasin is at least only half as bad.
I don't know if... I understand her. I understand why she thinks maybe that might not be the case.
I mean,
it might be twice as bad.
That's fair. In my mind, I'd be like, it's fine.
So yeah, long section of chapters, 3 chapters at a time. Really good pace when you're reading.
Except for that one chapter.
That one chapter was an entire episode.
It was, yeah. I actually almost texted you and was like, do we want to just do 2? But there wasn't a lot in those other 2.
There wasn't a lot.
And then there was so much in the 3rd.
I mean, honestly, there was a lot of plot, but not too much happened.
It's true, yeah.
Or there was a lot of exposition, but not too much plot.
It was fun. It was really pretty. Yeah. I really liked I am loving this book. I love her writing style so much.
It's really fun.
So, I really like it. Yeah.
Okay, well, shall we do section superlatives?
Woo! Okay.
Drama queen.
Elena.
Yeah.
Her whole chapter.
She's so dumb. I'm sorry, she's not dumb.
No, she is.
She is dumb.
She is. She's a dumb, smart person. Yeah. I'm also a dumb, smart person. I know what that feels like. Like, I get it.
You are way less dumb than she is.
I know. Well, so I try to keep in mind that I'm 30, and I know she says she's 25. Yeah. But she's essentially 19.
I guess so. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
She's been sheltered to the point that she's, like, 19.
She's young.
I did a good thing that a lot of the things that I did and thought when I was 19, I either scrubbed from the internet or wasn't on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, that's when she's going through the, like, find yourself phase now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
No, that's true.
But because I was dramatic, gosh bless. I'm significantly less dramatic than I used to be, which is saying something, to be honest.
Funny.
I am not a chill person. I was much less chill.
Yeah.
At like 19. I know you were. Fair. Everyone is.
Everyone. When you're 19, there is not a single thing that isn't dramatic.
I feel like particularly being a woman.
Yeah.
At like... Being a woman when you're coming into yourself and figuring out who you are.
It's dramatic.
It's dramatic and it's complex.
Yeah.
Because, which I don't know it from, like, a person of color standpoint, but, like, from just being a female standpoint and realizing, like, oh, like, the way that I was raised isn't the way that because, like, I was never raised with, like, a women are different or women are treated differently necessarily, if that makes sense. Like, if there was something to do, it didn't matter if I was a girl, male or female, I just did it.
Yeah.
Like, I was taught, like, I mean, of course, like, opening the door, some of the polite
cool
things, which I think are sweet, that's a whole thing. But, like, being treated that I'm dumb because I'm a woman, or, like, those kinds of things, no one in my life did that.
No one in my immediate family did that, which I was lucky, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I also think Indian families are also different from other people of color.
That's fair.
Because there's a lot of double standards, but they don't have to do with the cleverness of a person. That's fair. If that makes sense.
Yes, yeah. So, but, like, I feel like learning, as well as I mentioned, maybe the person of color, but, like, also, I was sheltered enough that I didn't realize that there were obstacles that I might have to overcome in my future. Yeah. Like, that wasn't
honestly,
something...
I was too.
And so, like, I can't imagine being a woman and a person of color and realizing both of those things at the same time. Like, realizing racism is a thing.
Oh,
like,
I learned that really young.
Well, so...
But, yeah.
I also did, but not because I am white.
Yes.
I grew up around Native people, but also both of my siblings are people of color. So I saw racism from a different aspect. Like, I didn't experience it, but
you were there. You saw it.
I understood it. I think earlier than maybe
witnessed it.
Other white people would in my circumstance. So, like, that part of it, I wasn't surprised about. That I knew of, but, like, I don't know how to explain it. I grew up in rural Oklahoma, so, like, I don't know. Like, if things needed to get done, it just got done. It didn't matter your gender necessarily. Yeah. Like, if chairs needed to be picked up, the boys probably did it first, right? Totally fine.
But you would help if you needed to.
Exactly. I was the person that tried to pick up the more chairs to prove that I was as strong as the men. But they also didn't really think that I was or wasn't. They didn't care in that sense. Yeah. But then I, like, got to college and, like, learned more about the history and, like, I knew women didn't, you know, have the vote in the U.S. until the 1920s, right? But, like, I didn't really grasp what that meant, or, like, that I didn't know that women couldn't open up credit cards until, like, the 70s. Like, those things really start coming back to you.
Like, really understanding the context of it all.
Yes, and I think she's, like, with the beggar in the street, calling her a whore. Yeah. Because she's marrying somebody outside of their culture. Yes. Right? Like, he's still within the culture, but not directly. Yes. He's not Ravani.
He's not Ravani, yeah.
So, and she's, I think she was naive enough to not realize that was going to happen to her.
She is, so I think she's coming to terms. A lot of things.
And she's also, like, again, as a woman who tried to find her own personal power, you know, at 19, I was not nice.
No.
I was not nice. Gosh bless my parents. I love you guys. I'm so sorry.
I mean, we've talked about me literally yelling at my parents' friend's new wife because I thought she was destroying her kids' future. I still believe she was. I would have maybe gone about it in a different way.
My mom repeatedly said to me, and I get what she meant, but at the time I didn't, you catch a lot more flies with honey than you do vinegar. Yeah. I didn't understand that at the time. I get it now. Right. But I was a young, angry 19-year-old.
One of my dear friends, Swathi, who I love so much. I mean, she's like a big sister to me. She, when I was going through my really angry feminist phase, which I think
we're still feminists, but not as angry.
We're not as angry.
we're still angry, but in a different way.
In a very different way. Yeah. That feminine rage has matured.
Well, it's because it's not new.
Yeah.
There's a newness to it, which I think is what Alina's going through.
I think so, too. But, like, yeah, Swati would be like, but you can't just fight the whole world.
And you're like, why not?
I was like, I sure can. Yeah, so, yeah, Alina is definitely drama queen. What do you think the craziest thing to happen was? I think it was Leo burning a child.
Yeah. You know, weirdly, I wasn't surprised.
It's not surprising, but I think, like, the thing that got me was, like, you begin to, like, think that you understand him.
Yeah.
And then he just...
I didn't expect him to burn her alive.
Yeah.
He definitely could have just used the match and be like, hey, put your hand over this.
Uh-huh.
And see if it burns.
Yeah.
Like, that was definitely an option.
Yeah.
Just burning her
just try
alive.
To burn her lightly.
Yeah. That, like, oh, they want burn.
Yeah.
There's options.
Yeah. Also, like, sorry. If your plan is to kill the prophet, burning them is not gonna kill them.
Yeah, giving them more fire. Fun fact, if they can control fire, might not help you.
It's not gonna help.
Yeah.
What an idiot. I see where Alina gets it from.
Yeah, no, he's definitely short-sighted.
Yeah.
He's scared.
Yeah.
Which Alina's scared too. They're both making decisions out of fear instead of grounding them in reality.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we like Samson. He's not afraid.
I love that man.
He's full of hatred, but he's not afraid.
I don't think hatred, as someone who is also sometimes full of hatred, I don't think it's negative.
I agree. Yeah. I am also sometimes full of hatred.
Mine's specific, but yes, yeah.
As we were talking about the feminine rage thing.
I think a lot of people, I think it just forms in a different way. I think Samson has rage in the way that women have rage.
I think so too. Because
women's rage tends to be typically, not always, a little colder. Mm-hmm. There's a coldness. People talk about a coldness to it. It's not as like, it's not that it's not all consuming because it can be, but I feel like it's less. It's this like
slow burn.
Yeah, but like how cold stings.
Yeah.
It's that.
I agree.
Like we'd rather sting you than burn you alive.
Yeah.
More interesting. So.
Yeah.
Anywho. So, corner. Okay. I've been trying to find it, and I think I finally found what I'm looking for. So, I want to talk about faith.
Okay.
Not particularly my faith, but faith as a concept.
I love it.
And how it relates to this book.
Ooh, yes.
Because we haven't touched on it yet, but I am a very faithful person, and I have a lot of thoughts about faith as a concept, both from sociology and from my own personal faith, and I think you also have like a sense of faith.
I do. I just thought of something really funny.
No, do you want to say it?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I said something. My husband Joel, he likes to like make jokes about me being a heathen. I will say he didn't do it until I made several jokes myself. Yeah. Then he knows that I find it funny, so he likes to make jokes about it too. But the other day we were talking about like going to hell, and I was like, well, I'm going to hell because I'm a heathen. And then I was like, but I might be going to heathen hell too because I'm not even a good heathen.
I'm assuming that's a Hindu concept? Is that a thing? Because it's not necessarily a Christian concept.
It's not really, like, heathen hell. Like, I don't know if hell exists in Hinduism.
Okay.
Because I'm not a great Hindu.
No, it's fine. I think everyone has a different level of faith.
Everyone has a different concept of it, too.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, hell for Hinduism would be
hell
like...
is considered a Christian thing, yes, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe Judaism. Actually, I don't know if it's in Judaism.
I have no idea.
We can ask April.
We should, yeah. But basically, it would just be like an endlessly reincarnating as like the basic level of life form because you're never learning anything.
So you're not
progressing. Yeah, and like to reach moksha, which is nirvana, which is a more familiar term for people, or like enlightenment, you have to be a human, which I have some issues with. And you...
Oh, animals can't reach?
No.
I mean, technically Christianity also has a feeling of animals, because technically animals don't have souls in the Christian concept.
Yeah. Yes. But they do have souls in Hinduism, but they cannot reach moksha. No, you have to be an enlightened human to reach it.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Which I have issues with.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I lightly studied Hindu. It wasn't a lot. But.
And I will say this again. If there's anyone listening who actually knows about Hinduism and I'm wrong, just let me know. Just tell me. Mother.
So we can talk about our own perspectives of faith in
it's
this.
Your corner, though. Let's go.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's interesting, but I also studied sociology, so faith as a concept, very prevalent. So we're gonna go. So sociology is the study of humans, right? So that's at its core what it is, but it's not how humans think; it's how humans socialize.
Yes,
that's the sociology part.
How humans think.
Yeah, but like the socialization is so much more fun.
Yeah,
it's to me personally so much more interesting.
I agree,
because how you think versus how you act are two different things. But so religion plays a big part in how you socialize, because if you have a faith-based thing, that's how you live your life, and that's usually your social circle. Doesn't have to be. Some people, me, go outside of their faith-based circle. I personally like to. I think it's more interesting. I don't know how to put it.
I think it's fun. I also go outside of my faith circle.
I don't like staying within only one thought process.
I agree.
I think expanding your thought process can grow and strengthen your own personal faith. It's a whole thing. Anywho, but so in this book, and I found the quote in particular, but faith is a huge thing in this book.
It is.
Whether it's because everyone has some concept of faith, whether it's in a religion or in yourself.
Yes.
Right? Regardless, and especially in this book, it's really reflected, and we can kind of pinpoint who has faith in what by how they written here. So I found this quote, and this is what made me think of it.
Okay.
This is what I've been trying to look for. If you see me on my phone in the podcast, this is what I'm looking for. I'm so excited. I'm just going to read this whole section. But Alina poured more mustard oil into the Dia, to feed the light. She thought she saw a glimpse of what they saw, reassurance. To know that something was listening to them, even if that God was false, even if it turned out that the heavens were nothing but cold, distant stars, their belief would live on, warmed by their faith. That caught me, right? Because, again, I am a faith-based person. I have had a lot of people be like, well, what if it doesn't exist? And I said, I would rather live with my faith in the idea of faith than living without the thought of nothing. Like, to me, that sounds so empty.
Yeah?
Personally.
I personally agree with you.
And would rather live a faith-based life. Again, I have my own personal faith, but that doesn't mean that again, you can be a part of my faith, love that. But if you're not, I'm not gonna anywho, doesn't matter. It gets complicated within Christianity. I'm aware.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get into the intricacies of that, but again, my conversation on this is probably going to be reflective of Christian faith.
Well, so as it should. That is what
I think it should be
identify with.
Stated that is definitely my faith and has been for a long time. But I just think the idea of faith in this book is really interesting because it's very complicated, and I think it's a really interesting look at people's complications with it. Because even within my own faith, I've had many conversations with people that have complications with it. They're like, I like this part of it, but I don't like this part of it. And that's the hard part of faith.
Yeah.
I think. And I think this book really covers the hard parts of faith, and I really like it.
No, I think that's such a fantastic concept to talk about. I will say that as soon as you started reading it, I knew exactly the quote because it also really struck a chord with me when I was listening to it earlier today.
I loved it.
It's so good, and it describes the complexity of, and an argument for at least letting people have faith in what they have faith in.
The whole idea of faith, at least from a Christian perspective, what I have been taught, I don't know if it's also the same in other religions, but I think in general, the concept of faith is that you don't know. To have faith in something is to not know 100% and you still believe.
Yes. Which
living in, particularly in American society, where, a lot of the time for a lot of people, fact is king, is complicated.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying other regions don't. I think there's definitely more atheistic regions than in the U.S.
Sure.
I think the U.S. is still a pretty religious accepting, depending, area.
Yeah.
Maybe not religious accepting. You know what I mean.
I do.
But you can practice your faith here in general without persecution of death.
And
right?
yes, and
that's what I mean by faith accepting.
Facilities to help. there are communities that you can be a part of.
Yes.
Without...
Like, there are certain countries that you can't go into, and there's... Like, we don't have a national faith. Even in England, even though they have other faiths within it, they still have the Church of England.
Yeah, and, right? like, the monarchy is, like...
a part of the Church of England, right? Yeah. Like, there's a overarching ruling church.
Yes.
But, like, we don't have one. But your faiths can dictate your feelings about things. I'm not saying that it can or can't. It will. Your core faith and how you feel about things is going to dictate how you view the world. But the way that it's viewed in this book, so, like, Alina is, I think, someone who's caught in between faith and disbelief. Mm-hmm. And I think you see that in her, and I think that's where maybe her, it's not wishy-washiness, but oscillation comes from her, because she wants to believe. She wants to be a faithful person, and I think really wants to embrace the faith of fire.
Yeah.
But her father definitely doesn't.
Yes.
And she doesn't understand why. Mm-hmm. And I think if she did know the consequences of why or why not, she would at least be able to make her own decisions about it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think she can tell that there's something, and she wants to believe, and she wants to have that faith, because I do think she finds it comforting. Like, faith to me is comforting.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, it's not. But to her, I think it is. And I think to Leo, it's not comforting. And I don't even necessarily think it was comforting to him before he went into the fire.
I agree with that.
Like, he was like, faith to him is faith in himself. Mm-hmm. He's the prime example of faith in himself.
Yeah.
And his own control and how that feels and how that views. And so I think, and then, like, the priestess has completely blind faith.
Yeah.
Which I also don't think is a good idea either. Mm-hmm. Like, as someone who is a very faithful person, having blind faith and not maybe seeing and looking deeper into it is also its own pitfall.
Yeah.
So I think you're really seeing that spectrum of, like, blind faith versus pitfalls versus, like, faith in oneself.
That's, like, a really interesting point, because the other thing about, like, Alina's struggle with faith is that she wants to have faith, but the fire burns her.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's hard to understand this, like, warm faith that her mom had in whatever. Not only does the fire burn her, it took her mom.
It did.
So
I think she's viewing faith through Leo's lens.
I think so too.
Where faith is control, which you can't have control and faith at the same time. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what she's confused by. I think if she viewed faith similar to her mother, where it's not a destiny. That's not quite the right word.
No.
And it's not necessarily prophecy either, but, like,
it's like
I know the Christian word for it, but
it's like believing that the things that are happening and the tests or challenges that you're facing are happening for a reason.
There's an ultimate purpose.
And you might not understand it in the moment.
Yeah.
But you'll get there.
Well, so interestingly, someone that I do think understands it is Yasin. Mm-hmm. So while they're having a lot of these conversations, he mentions fire always takes something.
Yes.
He understands that.
He does.
He understands that.
Yeah.
Lena doesn't, because her father isn't telling her, which I don't know why.
I don't know why
I get
he
that
wouldn't
he
tell
wants
her.
to quote unquote protect her, but I don't. Which is also why he's giving her an arranged marriage, right? Yeah. Like, he doesn't want her to fall in love with somebody the way that he fell in love with his wife and then lose them.
Yep.
But she's gonna lose, like, he didn't shield her from all love, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I just think he's so caught up in his own grief, in his own life, in his own mind, in his own faith in self, that he's not looking
past that.
Like, faith in self. Which I'm not saying you can't have faith in yourself. That's not what I'm meaning. But so self-centered faith in self can cause you to... He loves his daughter. He is not looking out for her best interest.
Not at all.
He's truly not. He thinks he is.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not looking out for her best interest.
He's not protecting her from anything.
He's not protecting his people, which he is sworn to do, right?
Yeah.
He's not protecting his people. He's really not even protecting himself.
Yeah.
He's not protecting his daughter. He's not protecting anyone.
No one.
But he has such a sense of, I am, which he's given a little bit to Alina. She's like, it's my God-given right to have this thing. Which I'm not saying there are certain things that aren't your God-given right. Sure. Right, your inalienable rights if you're in the U.S., right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the concept. But the way that she goes about it and the way that Leo goes about it is so from, like, a privileged faith.
Yeah.
Overarching faith of in royalty and in self, which I'm an American, right? that is not a concept that we have.
It's not.
I understand it. I know what it is. Did not grow up with an idea of royalty, right? Like, our leadership changes.
Yeah. So every 4 years.
Every four to eight. 4 to 8 years. Right? So, like, that's, you can't have that because it changes, right? Like, you can have a set of morals that maybe match others, but, like, an ultimate, like, we don't have, you know, a Queen Elizabeth or the other royalty, right?
Reigned for, like,
forever, right? Like, she was the anchor of England for a long time.
For so long.
Which, again, I'm not saying the system is good or bad. It's just not the system that the U.S. has.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I'm not critiquing the British monarch.
Well,
that's not the
point.
point.
People had faith in her.
Yeah.
Too.
Correct.
Right. Like, she was a political leader as well as a leader of the Church of England.
Correct.
And people had faith in her.
Yeah.
The prime ministers all had to work with her. Like, it's completely tied up in faith.
It is. So, again, faith is a religious thing. Faith is also not... Faith is a religious concept, and I think most often talk about within religion.
Yeah.
It is also a thing in politics.
It is.
And, like, I have faith that you're my friend.
Right. It's also a secular thing. Yeah. Like, where, like, you have faith in your loved ones. And you have faith in... I mean, like, the faith in self on a non-self-centered religious...
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah. Like, you should have, like, a concept of self is not a negative.
Yeah.
Having faith in oneself that the decisions that you make are the decisions that you've made, and you can feel comfortable in those, are not bad. Even if you're a faithful person that, like, may or may not think that those are predestined or not. That's here nor there. Got there.
Yeah.
I mean, faith is complex, and honestly, I could go on forever about it. I could probably do a whole thesis about it, because I love the idea.
Yeah,
I love the concept.
Faith is really interesting. I do want to tell one quick thing, because even though this is your corner, I feel like I'm hijacking
No, you're fine.
But because, I think that a lot of people are really familiar with the concept of faith in, like, a Christian context.
Yes.
I will say that there are a lot of... There's a lot of Hindu fables as well, where, like, this person will just pray to pick a god. They'll just pray to this one god for something. And everyone says that they're crazy. People say, well, and, like, bad things will happen to them. And people will be like, see, where's your god now?
Oh,
and the person will continue to pray and give offerings and, like, do the rituals and have faith. And it will pay off in the end. They're never smug about it because they had faith.
And
they're rewarded for their faith.
That's also
so, like,
very much a Christian concept.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Like, it is very relevant in Hinduism as well.
Good. I kind of assumed, I'm getting the sense of this book as somewhat rooted in Hinduism. I don't know fully. So. I don't have a great concept of Hinduism, so I don't know.
The gods seem very different, but the rituals are Hindu rituals. That's lighting the diya, doing, like, the incense and stuff. That's all Hinduism.
That's kind of what it seemed like to me. So I was like, some of that part of it I can't speak to necessarily, but I can speak to faith.
Yeah.
And what faith is.
Yeah, no, it's actually, like, very similar.
And I think maybe with this book, and particularly for someone who's reading it along with us, or, like, as we're talking about it, I think, because it's called The Phoenix King, right? Like, it's about the god.
Yeah.
And that is very much this, like, overarching theme in it, and I think you have to go into it understanding that and knowing that, because I think if you're someone who, like, maybe hasn't had faith or isn't a faith person, I think you maybe struggle with different aspects of this story,
like it, and
how it's viewed and go through. I think you would be the Leo, like, you would relate to the Leo. So, like, I think you could still do it. I'm not saying that you can't, but I think keeping that in mind might help you relate to different characters better.
I like that a lot. That's great.
So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about.
We got so derailed.
My corner.
Woo! Woo! Hey.
It's significantly later.
It is significantly later, as you can tell by Colleen's hair.
Or should I have the same hair now? We don't. Yours is blue, but it's the same length.
It's the same length.
I cut all of it off. Not all of it. But compared to what it was.
It was so long.
It was very long. I actually thought about, I might next time, but my hairdresser might have a hard check, go a little shorter. But I was like, don't cut it all off yet. So anyhow, I'm a little blonder because I don't have as much of a hair to melt, but got it rebleached and cut. So yeah, we drank too much.
We drank I'll say it. We recorded for 5 hours that night. So the first half of this episode was only 1/5 of, or not the first half, like the first part of this episode, 1/5 of what we recorded. And there are some gems in there to be released when we are able to monetize our podcast.
I think you can tell, again, we will release this at some point once we, we're rich and famous and, monetized. That we hadn't seen each other in a little bit, clearly. Because, like, typically, with the past couple of years, I've spent, well, not a couple of years, I guess last year, New Year's with you.
Yeah.
Like, in general, but, like, I just stayed home, which was lovely. But, like, we both, like, stayed home, hung out, or whatever. So it was kind of like our New Year's. It was right after New Year's.
It was our New Year's celebration, and we celebrated.
We finished our, we sadly need to go back to the barrel house. We finished our barrel house bottle. Is it over there? We finished it, which, fun fact, is quite high proof alcohol. I'm still, also, you'll see how full that bottle was when we started.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
We, honestly, for us, handled it pretty well. I'm impressed with us.
We did. Yes.
But we'll have to make another bottle. We'll go back to the barrel house, have a good time.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
But we decided, instead of editing a 5-hour episode, we're just going to do a deep dive.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, because I was reading these chapters, and there's the part where in Yasin's chapter, he's running through the market, and he tries to avoid but knocks over a cart of apples, and the apples, and he goes, "My apples!
It's my cabbages, man!
It's my cabbages, man!"
But yeah, very much so. The apples thing, I was like, "It's my cabbages!"
Yeah,
and I was
cabbages.
Oh, that.
So I just really wanted to shout that out because it's one of like my favorite. It's so good.
It's a good little reprieve for how serious that section and because gosh bless, I love Yasin. I do. He's so like, I get it, trauma. Gosh bless. He needs a lot of therapy. He's so serious.
He's very serious.
He's very serious in a way that I'm like, lighten up, dude. But like, I get it. I wouldn't lighten up either if I was him. But like, I want him to just a little bit.
He has gone through a lot.
He has.
But I mean, you're talking to me, and I like to laugh about trauma. So, okay. So, shall we talk about this whole 3 types of fire thing?
Ooh, yes. Okay, I'm very excited about this.
Yes.
Because I think it's maybe what's going to happen a little bit in the next book. But so we have the like traditional sense of fire, right? The like fiery warmth or whatever, and then we have the like, it's the dragon fire that's so cold it burns, right? Which to me is almost more interesting. Like something being so cold it burns is like tantalizing is the right word, but like intriguing. Because it's not something that you think about in terms of fire, but like you're like, oh, it burns, but you think of it as like an ice burn kind of thing. And then there's the third type that maybe I think you have a better grasp on, so I'm going to let you kind of talk about it. But
the third type is like, it's warm. It's not like destructive like the phoenix. It's warm. It's life. It's love. It comes from love.
Yeah.
But they don't know. So like the phoenix is associated with the first kind. The dragon is associated with the second kind, and they don't know what the third kind, like where it draws its source from. Or like there's no association, I guess, of it.
Yeah, there's no like, are they, maybe you can help me understand this in a way that makes sense. Is like the phoenix and the dragon kind of like, are they religious deities, or are they like a representation of this thing?
So, from what I understand, the phoenix is very much a religious deity.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
It's like
it's an immortal.
Yeah, like an immortal. Yeah, like it's not necessarily, I don't know, like a god. I don't know, but kind of almost. That's why I said like maybe more of like a deity kind of thing, because it seems it's in that realm.
It's like they pray to the phoenix and all of that, but it's also takes on kind of like a saint. They like people would pray to a saint, but it's also like this awesome creature with powers and immortal and all of that stuff.
So I mean, I guess it is godlike, but in sociological terms, it would be considered a deity,
godlike,
which any religious figure is a deity.
Yes, it's godlike in like a. It's strange because this very much feels like a monotheistic religion, but clearly it is not monotheistic. It's polytheistic. You have the dragon and the other.
Which I thought was interesting. Is it kind of like monotheistic in the way of like you choose one of them? Because like Samson doesn't, and maybe he's more into the dragon. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
well,
like
and
Samson's
Gengar
definitely
has their own gods too, with like the steel and stuff. So there's like
that's true.
Multiple gods in this universe. I'll say it this way: the way that Hinduism is practiced, you can pray to multiple gods, but there are sections of people who practice Hinduism who pray to one god, like the Shiva worshippers will pray to Shiva, and that's like their main god. The Hare Krishnas, I know that's like a complicated form of Hinduism, but they pray to Krishna. Complicated because a lot of white people are Hare Krishnas, but that's fine.
I was like, I've heard of both of those.
That was like the hippie movement, but
got you. Yes, okay.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, so like Hinduism is kind of like ambiguous in that way. You can kind of practice it how you choose. So it can be very monotheistic like, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And I think
that's represented in this a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
That's kind of why I asked, because I figured it was somewhat rooted in Hinduism. I have a very light idea of Hinduism, so I was like, I'll ask.
To be honest, same.
I mean, you know more than me.
I have more than you. Yes. But like as like a person who was raised Hindu, I don't have too much knowledge of it. But
I in theory studied it very briefly for like a couple of weeks in college. So I'm not going to be that white person that says I studied it in college and know everything about Hinduism now, so I definitely never want to be that. But okay. Fun.
So yeah. Like speaking of dragons, yes.
Who we love.
Speaking of dragons, I think I might have talked about this in the last episode. I honestly can't remember. That was so long ago now.
It's been a while for us now, yeah.
Yeah. But basically in Avatar: The Last Airbender, I did talk about this in the last episode because I remember editing it. There is an ancient civilization where Zuko and Aang travel to, and to find like the last great firebenders, and they end up being dragons. And the way that they learn like true firebending is this dance that they do.
Yeah.
Yes. And the dance has to be done they have to do it together in order to like unlock all of the forms of fire. And the fire is like this beautiful like rainbow of flames when they like get to it, which also reminds me of this whole three fire thing. But also in this section, we get to see Alina actually try her little scroll dance with the fire, and it works. It starts working. And when she's like starting it, it says something like the path of fire should be handled with care. And she has this moment where she's like, do they mean like caution or like love? And she's like, I'm going to go with love because that's what my mom always talked about.
I almost submit maybe theory time for Colleen's theory corner. So like we mentioned it's some in this, but like Leo basically had to give up something he loved, or like blood, which don't know why he didn't give up blood. That would have been way simpler, but he's a dum-dum. Because I'm assuming it's just like a minor blood sacrifice. I don't know though, because I mean blood sacrifices would it have to be his life? Is that what they mean, like his life or someone he loved? Because like sacrifice within Christian religion is a big thing, but I don't know necessarily in the
I'm not sure actually,
because there's also smaller sacrifices even within different things. So I don't know, like blood of the lamb.
I'm not sure.
Judaism is a thing. Anyhow, but like Leo's like, I can't tell Alina because she's gonna have to give up everything, and I'm like, I wonder if it's definitely maybe not something she has to give up anything. Like if you do, instead of trying to control the fire, if you become the fire, which I think is different, which is kind of that dance thing of, because fire is very like fluid, right? Like if you're
it is
someone who started a fire.
Flames dance. That's how.
Yeah, there's like this movement. I'm big I love watching smoke, which is the aftermath of fire kind of thing. I'm more of a smoke tendrils person, but there's this fluidity, interestingness to it that I feel like maybe if you embrace that part. So I'm thinking if Alina embraces fire the correct way, then she's not going to have to face the consequences that her, I'm going to assume probably male ancestors probably had to do because they didn't want to embrace the fluidity of it.
There was one female ancestor that we know of. She's the one who expanded on the tunnels, but I think that I don't think she embraced the fluidity of it, but I think she was taught. I think it's taught that rigidity. Generations of
because I was maybe there could be some sort of, because I mean if we're going with again very Western view, I know Eastern view may be different, but a very Western view of masculinity of it's rigid and you have to control it and you can't give in to that fluidity part of yourself, right? And so having that viewpoint of no, I'm in control, I'm the one ruling, especially when you're in a leadership position, having that certainty, but having that, I think fluidity as a leader can be a good thing. So having that fluidity maybe will help her lead.
I think it has to do more with these ambiguous other deities that we don't acknowledge or know anything about. And I think that there's going to be something with the 3 immortals, and we'll find out what the 3rd immortal was. I think there's going to be some sort of conflict between the 3 immortals that's been handed down as a destiny to the players on the board right now.
But it's actually the 3 major players that are having their own battle up here, and the people that are connected to them are the ones fighting that battle. Is that what you're saying?
I do think so. Yeah, because they make multiple references to multiple people having not less than ordinary interactions with the fire and with fiery things. All of them are connected to the fire somehow. So I think that there's going to be some sort of conflict that's unearthed or discovered that has not only to do with them but also with the immortals up there. I don't know why I'm pointing up there. They're in the sky.
I mean, I did the same thing. I did the because it's I mean it's a deity, so it's not
they're in the sky.
The phoenix isn't physically on Earth with us, so in the world. So
but I do think that the scroll, the dancing and the handle with love and leaning into the emotions of it sort of, I think is a different way, which I think we've talked about this, but it's very very surely a different way of firebending than Leo does.
Than Leo just sitting in the fire and being it won't burn, willing it not to burn him.
Ozai.
Yeah. I think the concept of willing fire not to burn you is kind of funny.
It is pretty funny. Ain't that like a man?
Ain't that like a man? Come on. I think that's why I attributed it to the very masculine control of it, because Leo very much leans into the his life feels out of control and out of his control, so he's very consistently, except for maybe in areas that he should be micromanaging, because he does not keep a close enough eye on his gold cap people, but I don't think he considers his weirdly his subjects worth his time. I don't think he doesn't care about them, but he's more obsessed with his daughter and his legacy and that their right to rule more than he is with the people that he's ruling.
I agree, which I think that's one of Alina's most redeeming qualities, is that she's trying to undo the corruption, and she knows she's clever, she knows she has to do it before he takes the throne. But that was another scene that brought when she escaped through the tunnel, and then she went out into the market and found God, what's his name? The Juggear. Is it Juggear?
Juggear,
the gold cap.
She's looking for Juggear, but she finds the gentleman that's serving. I don't know the name of the the food off the top of my head, and she like gives him the money that he needs to leave.
About. But I was talking about Jagir, but also that
yes, it's the same scene.
It reminds me a lot of like the beginning when you first meet Jasmine, who's like roaming the markets. She's all covered up so you can't tell who she is, and like it's very. I think that Aparna does a really good job of like, this is very much a unique, original, her own story, her own characters, her own whatever, but she's like drawing in that nostalgia that we all have for these like shows and movies that we love, and she does such a good job. Quick, I think it's very important to note that Leo realizes Samson, if everyone is human and Leo is other, Samson is also other.
Samson's very I adore him. We know this. This is not new. I will excuse anyone's behavior that I like. It's a thing.
He's very clever.
He's clever, but he's clever in a way that like I think is more of like, at this point he cares for those that is under his protection, and he's being clever to make sure that they don't ever have to go through what he went through.
Yeah. I think I would call him calculated, but like with none of like the negative connotations. People view being described as calculated as a negative. I don't. I think it means that, like he is just always thinking. He's always thinking, he's always planning. It makes total sense for like his upbringing in the Arahasin and getting out and having to make moves and all of that stuff. It makes total sense. And he is very outwardly like chill. And so I think Leo all of a sudden is like, oh, you're not a puppet. You are something else.
I think he's realizing he maybe slightly underestimated him.
Very much so.
Interestingly, I don't think he's afraid of him. I do think he's a good counterpart. I think he sees Alina as strong but a little passionate and not calculating enough. And Samson might bring some of that like balancing calmness maybe that she needs to her.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think so. And then like Alina and Samson have really good chemistry in this chapter too. They take on the press together. Samson's very charming and kind of handles the press's questions very well, but he also very easily like defers to Alina in the situation, which that's all you need in a man, really.
Well, he doesn't want to be the frontman, I don't think, but I do think he understands that they're in a society that's been ruled by men for a while. Now, and is a little bit used to male power, and they're not, and I don't even think it's necessarily that she's a woman, she's just not her dad. At this point, who's ruled so strongly, and I think Samson's seeing that, and he's like, hey, no. Try again. And the reporters are like, oh, because I don't think they only know him. I think everyone knows of him as like the Jinthar puppet, right?
Yes.
Like the plaything of the Jinthar, and like Leo has learned like, oh, he actually like is taking these resources that they're supposed to be gathering for himself. He's like very much rebelling against
smuggling.
That rule.
What is he doing? Oh my god.
He has a complexity of a character that I find like intriguing and like a little charismatic and not like annoying. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. Yeah. He's not like, so I'm reading Brimstone, right? I know you love Carrion Swift so much, and I know that he has an arc in this book because of, you can't really escape it. I don't have any spoilers. I just know that he grows in this second book. But is he just a little annoying with the charm.
I don't know. I'm very excited. I like where the story's going. I love how Aparna writes it, and like I can feel myself. I love multiple POVs. I love how it's going. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you because honestly, like when I tell you it hasn't really been slow at all. It's had a nice momentum, but like it picks up. And it keeps picking up until all of a sudden you're like, oh my god.
I think we've gotten to the point where like we've built the world, we have established characters. Because like to me, that part of the book is interesting. Not world building as much, but I think this book's more character driven, which is what I like. but like we've built a lot of the character parts of it up, and we've established their like baseline personality. So I'm intrigued to see kind of where we go.
Yeah.
From there with plot, if that makes sense. Like we've built up enough of kind of seeing where that plot's going to go. So I'm very excited.
Well, you don't have long to wait. We're going to be talking about chapters 16 through 18.
Yes.
16 through 18 next week.
Yes.
It's going to be so fun. I haven't read them yet, but I know that we're at the part of the book where things really start ramping up. So
I'm excited. It's going to be good. Yeah, I was like, we're like kind of hitting the middle of the book, so I figured it would kind of start picking up a little bit. So, yeah. Yay.
All right. Well, how's that? So, we went from 5 hours to 2 hours. You're welcome.
Hey, that's fine. There was a lot in this section.
There was.
Yeah.
It was a really long chapter.
The hour, I think I mentioned at the beginning of this episode or whatever, but like I was like, oh, I'll just listen to this before Asia gets here. Didn't finish it before Asia gets here because it was an hour-long chapter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it's the longest chapter I think in the whole book.
It definitely is.
What happened?
It was a lot, yeah. So, so we will see you soon.
Yes,
and happy reading.
Yeah, please keep reading. It'll be good.
Yeah, please keep reading.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.